Have you noticed a deep stillness around you recently? That quiet isn't empty. It's a space where something meaningful is being arranged just for you. This peaceful pause is not an accident. It's a gentle preparation for a change that will feel significant when it arrives. It is designed to set your life on a clearer, truer path. Trust your own feelings. If these words find you, it's likely because you sense this shift already. Your spirit has been alert, picking up on subtle changes even before your mind can explain them. The hopes you've held inside, even the ones you stopped speaking aloud, have created a powerful intention. Heaven responds to that sincere energy not with whispers, but with decisive action. The answer to a long-held prayer can arrive not as a slow tide, but as a wave that reshapes the shore all at once. This wave is connected to a person from your past. It is crucial to see their absence in a new light. Sometimes, people leave not because the love was small, but because it was too large and overwhelming for them to handle at the time. They may have seemed detached or busy building a new life, but in their quiet moments, memories of you broke through. No amount of distraction could permanently erase a bond that was real. Their journey away from you was likely a journey inward, a battle between what felt safe and what their heart knew was true. That internal struggle has reached a conclusion. After a season of inner conflict, a moment of surrender has arrived. They have faced a simple, powerful fact: their heart never truly let you go. This admission, often made in private honesty, changes everything. The walls built from fear and pride begin to crumble, replaced by a courageous desire for real resolution. They are now turning toward you with a new maturity, seeking not just to re-enter your life, but to bring a lasting peace that was missing before. As this energy unfolds, your role is to remain centered in your own peace. You have grown and steadied yourself during the quiet season. Let any reconnect meet the person you have become, grounded and sure of your worth. This moment is about alignment for you both. Welcome what comes from a place of calm strength, knowing you are ready for the new chapter that is beginning. They are returning because the ache of staying away has finally become greater than the fear of stepping forward. The weight of silence grew too heavy to carry, so they are choosing the courage of truth. This movement began with a divine pressure on their spirit, a gentle, persistent push toward honesty, and this time, they chose to listen. Because this reconnect ion is rooted in a purpose bigger than both of you, its arrival may feel intense. Love guided by heaven doesn't always knock quietly. Sometimes it enters as a sacred disruption, a stirring that reshakes your routine, reawakens your emotions, and rearranges what felt settled. This isn't to break your life apart, but to rebuild it in true alignment. It comes not to create doubt, but to deliver clarity. Feeling nervous is natural. You might wonder if you're ready, or sense hope and fear tangled together. Significant moments often arrive with mixed emotions. But you are not being asked to orchestrate or control this. You are simply being asked to remain open, calm, and trusting. Your role isn't to chase, persuade, or prove your worth. If this is truly guided, it will be carried forward through action, humility, and steady consistency, not just promises. Allow behavior to speak. Let time reveal what is genuine. Divine timing rarely matches our own. You may have prayed for peace and now find yourself in motion. You may have expected this much later, only to feel it unfolding now. This doesn't mean your waiting was in error, it means guidance was working beneath the surface, beyond your sight. Your patience was not wasted. Your healing was not in vain. Your tears were not overlooked. Each moment of trust has sharpened your insight and strengthened your spirit. You didn't lose time, you gained understanding. When they arrive, it may not be picture perfect. They may come trembling, emotional, or unsure. What matters is the heart they now carry, one that has been humbled, refined in honesty, and is finally choosing courage over comfort. You are invited to meet this moment with both grace and wisdom. Offer kindness, but honor your boundaries. Stay open, but remain discerning. True alignment will never rush or dismiss your peace. This connection feels familiar for a reason. It echoes with recognition, a sense of returning to something genuine. That foundation didn't fade because it was never built on illusion. What was real remains. If this sudden shift surprises you, remember, some of heaven's clearest answers arrive swiftly after seasons of quiet. Your soul will recognize the truth, even if your mind needs a moment to understand. Gently release the old hurt, so it doesn't stand in the way of new peace. Do not cling to past pain more tightly than you hold present possibility. Allow this unfolding to complete what was always meant to be. This journey is about more than romance. It is about alignment, two hearts choosing growth, meeting in honesty, and stepping forward not with old patterns, but with renewed maturity. It is about someone embracing responsibility instead of escape. And in this space, you both have the chance to begin again, wiser and more whole than before. This journey has been about the quiet triumph of truth over silence and courage over fear. So now, stay calm. What is coming is not here to break you, it is here to place you gently where you belong. If words are hard to find, let your heart speak a simple truth within: I trust God's timing. That alone is enough. Remember this: all those nights you felt alone, every tear you cried into your pillow, each moment you whispered, God, when will it be my turn? None of it went unseen. Not one moment of your pain was ignored or forgotten. Every prayer, even those tangled with doubt and exhaustion, was heard. This is not a story about meaningless waiting. Your waiting mattered. It shaped you, strengthened you, and prepared your heart. Now, that same waiting is quietly turning into movement, not because you forced it, but because the time has ripened. God's timing is never rushed, but it is always precise. What you asked for didn't disappear with the passing days. It was held, protected, and timed for a reason deeper than we can always understand. While you were learning patience and trust, something else was unfolding behind the scenes. Hearts were softening. Pride was crumbling. Fear was being named and released. Growth was happening in the quiet. Now, the season is shifting from waiting to alignment. Your invitation now is not to strain by watching for signs or counting days. It is to rest in openness. To release the tight grip of past disappointment. To stay soft, not guarded, calm, not anxious, present, not lost in what-ifs. What is coming is meant to bring clarity, not confusion, peace, not more longing. This person is not approaching you with games or uncertainty. They are not here to test or tease you. They are coming because distance became unbearable. Because pretending stopped working. Because carrying your name in silence grew heavier than the risk of honesty. Something within them reached a breaking point, not in chaos, but in truth. For a long time, they tried to resist what they felt. They called it imagination, nostalgia, or bad timing. They tried to convince their heart to move on, filling days with distractions, noise, and other faces. But no matter how far they went, the feeling followed. Your presence lingered. Your name returned in quiet moments, uninvited, but undeniable. Slowly, something shifted. Running grew exhausting. Silence began to feel dishonest. Avoidance started to feel like a betrayal of their own soul. They realized that denying the truth was costing them far more than facing it ever could. And so, they made a choice, not from impulse, but from a quiet, certain courage. And now, they are walking toward you, ready to meet the person you've both become. Finally, they reached a place of surrender. It wasn't dramatic or loud, it was quiet, deep, and real. They stopped trying to control how it should all unfold. They stopped bargaining with timing, and simply placed the situation back into God's hands, saying in their own way, "I can't do this alone anymore." And when someone truly lets go like that, things begin to realign without force. Paths straighten, confusion clears, and movement begins not through struggle, but through gentle obedience. What is happening now is no accident. It is not coincidence or fleeting impulse. It carries intention. It feels like a divine appointment, something written long before either of you were ready to step into it. The delay was not punishment. It was preparation. And when the moment arrives, your heart may recognize it even before your mind catches up. You may feel a sense of familiarity mixed with newness, as if something old is returning, but this time, healed. You have been waiting in ways you didn't fully realize, not desperately, but quietly, with a small, stubborn hope tucked deep inside. A hope that refused to die, even when you tried to let it go. It survived because it was rooted not just in emotion, but in truth. This love is not late. It has been held for the right moment. And when it begins to unfold, it won't feel small or subtle. It will feel like something clicking into place, like a door opening that you stopped knocking on because you finally trusted God had the key. That's why this moment asks only for readiness of heart, not readiness of action. You don't need to chase, prove, or rehearse a thing. You only need to stay open. This is not about repeating old cycles or pretending the past left no marks. It's about stepping forward with more awareness, more honesty, and more maturity than either of you had before. You were hidden for a season, not forgotten. Protected, not abandoned. You learned patience in the waiting, even when it stretched you thin. You held faith when answers were quiet. And now, favor is finding you in a way that feels earned, not forced. They tried to replace the feeling. They tried new connections, new experiences, new beginnings, but nothing settled their spirit. The space you occupied in their heart remained untouched. Every time they thought they'd moved on, something would bring you back, a dream, a memory, a moment where they felt your absence like a quiet echo. It became clear, what they felt wasn't temporary attraction or fantasy. It was something sealed within them, something true. Over time, confirmations began to appear, words from others that felt too accurate, messages arriving at just the right moment, songs that stirred something deep, quiet thoughts of you returning again and again, effortlessly. Life itself seemed to whisper your name back to them until they could no longer ignore what was always meant to be. And now, they are walking toward you, not in a hurry, but in certainty, not to rewrite the past, but to honor what was always real, in a new and wiser way. The quiet conviction within them grew stronger, not as panic, but as a steady knowing. Now, they are listening. They are preparing not simply for a conversation, but for a moment of honesty. They are gathering their courage to meet their truth. And in their heart, there is a hope that your heart hasn't closed completely. That you still hold a quiet belief in what could be. When they arrive, they may not look exactly as you remember. You may notice a new softness in their presence, a more grounded spirit, a deeper seriousness. Life has shaped them, but in doing so, it has refined them. This time, they are not unsure. They are not halfway in. They are not guessing. They are moving forward with clarity and intention. Their purpose is not drama. It is not just for emotional closure or temporary relief. They are coming for confirmation. They have faced their own pride. They have shed tears in private. They have weighed the cost. And now, they are choosing peace over fear. Do not be surprised if emotion is visible on their face. Do not be surprised if vulnerability stands where confidence once lived. They have carried a heavy mixture of regret, longing, and love for a long time. They are coming to speak the truth, to acknowledge the delay, and to release their grip on the outcome. This isn't about trying to impress you, it is about being real. What they feel now is grounded. It is not a passing rush of emotion. It is a conscious decision to protect what truly matters and to build something that lasts. The difficult chapters they walked through were not wasted. Those experiences humbled them. They matured them. They taught them, in a real way, what love actually requires. This is not fantasy. This is commitment. It is the kind of love that chooses to grow, to nurture, and to endure pressure. When something is guided by a higher purpose, it cannot be undone by fear, by the past, or by outside opinions. What is meant to stand, will stand. So the heart of this message is simple reassurance: you have not been forgotten. Your patience has not been wasted. If this is truly meant for you, it will arrive carrying peace, clarity, and truth, not chaos, confusion, or fear. Stay grounded. Stay prayerful. Stay open. But also, stay wise. What is meant for you will not need to be chased. It will come to you in the right way, at the right time, with the right heart. And when it does, you will recognize it not by a grand gesture, but by the deep and steady peace that enters the room before a single word is spoken.